cover some footage I've been going over of the anti-Sharia march. I believe this one was in Austin. And a lot like we saw in Berkeley with the, both very liberal towns, worth noting on that. Austin is about as liberal as Berkeley, probably. Well, I don't know if that's possible. But just as we saw, starting with the Milo incident, the police have, more and more often we're seeing the police not enforcing the law. And there's certainly I don't know, maybe I just switched sides, although it's not about sides, it's about truth. Like, maybe I just started leaning the other direction at a really crappy, rare time. But I've never seen the police so lackadaisically just sit back and watch people blatantly break the law. Like, when I went to the Battle of Berkeley, it was like a fight club in that park. It was a fight club. And I really wish I would have charged my phone that day. But it was absolutely and they're just standing around watching. And as you'll see here, they're separating the protesters from the counter protesters, and they're straight up armed. Like, I've seen
said bashing and attacking the crowd. The Nuremberg defense does not work! Antifa, Look at them, they're smiling.
Brutalized a couple of people and did nothing wrong.
They're hitting cops with clubs, man. Let me tell you, one of these people hit me with a club. That's why I can't go to these events. Some guy hits me with a hickory stick, a axe handle. That's a deadly weapon. I'm gonna beat the hell out of him.
Alex,
why did the cops not attack?
To that again. Swatting at him. It's like there's a spot where there's no reason whatsoever that arrested. Cut something out. Wow, I'm calling you out. Who are you? Who are you? Mike BLUEHAIR. Mike BLUEHAIR. You, like, I was digging your, footage, but I just saw what you did. I just noticed what you did. You hella cut out the shit where they were fucking swinging on him. Antifa, like, oh my God. I'm calling you out, Mike BLUEHAIR. You are a cuck and a phony journalist. You're not even fake news. You're fake news. No. You are you're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. Political narcissism. That's what you are. Because, like, yeah, if you were, at the beginning of this video, you were getting all legal termy and stuff.
Howl and hoot and make noise, express your First Amendment right against people who are saying things that are repugnant or that you don't like or you don't want to hear. It's, my free speech against your free speech kind of thing. Anywho.
It's antagonizing you until you want to hit us so that then we can hide behind the law in which we claim to be against. Because anytime one of these fucking cucks gets hit, they're pressing charges. You know it. Okay, I guess I don't know it, but I'd be really surprised if they didn't. Because it's going to be really hard to explain to mommy and daddy why you got a black eye.
Kind of uploaded everything, chronologically and didn't add very much of my own commentary. So now it's time for me to give my final analysis. Something I did not see the entire time was any aggressive moves or actions from Antifa.
Oh.
I saw some verbal altercations, people flipping each other off, people giving each other the finger, people yelling at each other. But that's all fine and good. That's all First Amendment protected activity. Nothing toward there. I did, in fact, see some violence. Some disturbing, unprovoked violence, and it was coming from the police. Observe this footage I'm about to show you. You'll notice that there was no physical attack from Antifa. Antifa didn't throw anything. They were simply defending themselves. Personally, I think they were employing perfect black bloc tactics. They took a defensive stance and stood up, and yes, they were swinging back and throwing things after this massive medieval
Blue Hair,
phalanx of
you
cops just
remind me
plow
so
into
much
them
of
and shove
myself.
them off the sidewalk where they had been residing for hours,
Shove
peacefully
off the
assembling to petition their government for redress of grievance. You
No,
know,
you came
that's
out
what the
to
cops supposed to.
violently antagonize and provoke a peaceful assembly for redress of grievances. See, like you can't pick and choose what parts of the law you want to focus on. And I'm sorry if, nobody else has called you out on this yet. I'm speaking simply because I used to do that. Like I was full-time Occupy, Black Lives Matter. Never black blocked, but I documented a lot, and I was, people never watched it because I didn't want to get anybody's face. I didn't want to incriminate anybody, so I was just looking at the ground until something interesting happened. But yeah, because for that exact reason, because I didn't want to incriminate anybody. See, you're taking a bit more of a deceptive nature, which is why I still love you, brother, because there's no reason to hate, and you should love your enemies because they hate it when you do that. That's kind of what I'm going for here. But little notes like, yeah, you can't claim that there's
Pretend
there's
like
no
they're
violence.
facilitating, yet they just attack Antifa.
Steady,
So
all set. One solid shot. Up and down. Where is it? Shame. You can do is, if you're gonna try to lie to people and manipulate the truth in order to favor your side and in slander the other side, you know like if you would have gone about this in a honest way, been I don't know, that's something that's there's no reason for dishonesty. Unless you've got something to hide. And that's why Antifa as a whole is a ironic, hypocritical farce. Like at the beginning of your video, you even said that, what is it, a noise protest or whatever, like you just follow people around and you whistle it, and you see the reactions of all these citizen journalists that are out there, and they can't even be mad at you. I mean, I feel like they would hit you, except for the fact that it kind of feels like hitting a child. And yeah, you just follow people around and blow whistles, and you stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. That's what you're doing. Why don't you stop repeating me? Stop repeating me. That's you're not even doing that. My sister, when she was 6 years old, going and saying with the repeating game, that is of a higher intellectual standing than a noise protest, because it at least forms sentences. Granted, it's somebody else's sentence. Oh wait, it's actually this. It's pretty much the same, but you've just taken a lot of the dialogue out and resorted in noise instead, because everything you say is just cookie cutter, like first day of Antifa training video, like rhetoric and chants. And don't get me wrong, I loved going. I miss it. Like, I'm still waiting for the day where, like, I see something where I'm like, you know what? I was wrong again. Back on the streets, because I got a gas mask that I only got to use once. I miss being out on the streets. Well, I don't know about this. Like I said, I don't know if it's just because it's I have a more objective standpoint now, or if I was, I might have been this dumb, like I might have been this bad, and if I was, I'm so like I need to give a hug to every single fucking cop that oh my god, like I got to go do some missionary work in El Salvador or something. Like, yeah, if I was half as bad, anybody out there who's come across me at a protest in the past, if I was half as bad as these cucks, I am so sorry from the deepest parts of my soul. I apologize and pray for your forgiveness. But yeah, I'm just rambling now. That's kind of my thing. That's what I do. So, I guess eventually I'll have like a cult following that actually stays around. We'll call it the 19-minute club. And people actually stick around for the whole thing. But yeah.
Giving each other the finger, people yelling at each other. But that's all fine and good. That's all First Amendment protected activity. Nothing toward there. I did, in fact, see some violence. Some disturbing, unprovoked violence. And it was coming from the police. Observe this footage I'm about to show you. You'll notice that there was no physical attack from Antifa. Antifa didn't throw anything. They were simply defending themselves. Personally, I think they were employing perfect black bloc tactics. They took a defensive stance and stood up, and yes, they were swinging back and throwing things after this massive medieval phalanx of cops just plow into them and shove them off the sidewalk where they had been residing for hours, peacefully assembling to petition their government for redress of grievance. That's what the cops supposed to pretend like they're facilitating, yet they just attack Antifa. So personally, I think that's a massive fail on the part of the law enforcement.
And then, once again, I'm just going to point it out one more Is this the time, or is this... 15 seconds. 15 seconds. I send a challenge out to you, sir. Release the missing 15 seconds. Oh my god, it's my first case. It's my first case. All right, cool. I gotta find a hacker friend, and yeah. Get Scorsese on the sat phone so that he can start making my movie. I want it to be better than Snowden. Yeah, Mike Bluehair. I'm official. I'm making my first official YouTube call out and challenge to you, Mike Bluehair. Redeem yourself as some sort of some semblance of unbiased reporting. Redeem the reputation that you've... I'm sure I'm not the first person to point this out. Redeem the reputation that, well, you didn't really have much one to begin with. I mean, if you're openly supporting Antifa, but like, I want to know what happened in that 15 seconds, because I've been to my share of protests. I've been arrested 3 times with Occupy. For doing nothing. For spitting on the ground behind a cop as he walked away from me in D.C. Yeah, I want to see the missing 15 seconds. I'm calling you out, Mike Bluehair. But, yeah, for everybody else, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to keep up with the updates. And, yeah, still looking for an editor. If you've been listening to this whole thing, you can understand why. Yeah. And, of course, don't forget to, throw your comments in the thing below, because I always enjoy a good discussion. Pretty soon my entire life is going to be just like into my phone. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm very slowly becoming one with the Matrix.